I draw for the recipient, not for me. It makes me very happy because that's my gift to whoever I send it to. And especially Christmas time, I get all kinds of messages. Oh, thank you, your card is hanging on the wall, kind of thing. And it strikes me funny because I whip it up in this room.
For starters, I was always wanted to build things, and it's just been a creative urge in me always to do things with my hands. Never quite sure what I'm going to do next. It's based on the wood that I may have on hand. But it gives me a creative outlook, not outlook, but outlet, and keeps me, as I like to say, off the streets and out of trouble, and out of my wife's way. So it serves several purposes.
I get fascinated by nature, by all God's creation, and I try to depict all that on the canvas. It really gives me inner joy. It gives me peace, and I have more time now, you know. Like raise the children and everything, and I have a lot of time to devote towards it. It's always been my passion.
Hello, I'm Ann Hall. Welcome to Mature Living, a program that features topics of interest for older adults. May 2015 marked the first time the county hosted a Creative Aging Festival. Over 100 art events, including exhibits, performances, lectures, and classes, were held throughout the month across the entire county. All areas of art were represented, including dance, painting, poetry, and music. On today's show, we'll discuss the festival and discover why creative expression often goes hand in hand with healthy aging and healthy communities. And today's show will reveal examples of a variety of artistic performances that took place throughout the county during the month of May. Joining me for the first part of today's discussion is Sharon Lynn, Director of the Fairfax Area Agency on Aging, Julie Ellis, Director of Hollin Hall Senior Center, and Linda Sullivan, CEO and President of the Arts Council of Fairfax County. Welcome to all of you ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sharon, why did the county decide to host the Creative Aging Festival?
Well, the county decided to host the Creative Aging Festival because it is part of our arts initiative. And the Arts Initiative is one of the 31 initiatives from the Fairfax 50+ Community Action Plan. The plan was approved by the Board of Supervisors last September, and it has several aspects to it, looking at safe and healthy communities, housing, transportation, services for older adults, and then lastly, community engagement. And community engagement is extremely important because if people want to stay and age in and live in Fairfax County, they really need to be engaged in the community. And we need the engagement of older adults. They bring such a wealth of experience and creativity to the community. So the Arts Initiative is one of those community engagement activities, and the work group affiliated with the planning for the Arts Initiative got this wonderful idea for the Creative Aging Festival.
Very good. Julie, I understand that you were the first to propose the Creative Aging Festival. Would you like to tell us where you got the idea?
Sure, I'd love to. In June of 2014, I had the wonderful opportunity to go to the National Center on Creative Aging's leadership conference. And as all of those conferences happen, they had a breakout session, and was listening to the panel, and one of the individuals on the panel mentioned the Creative Aging Festival, and that's when I kind of got that little spark, and she didn't really expand that much on it, so I went back to the workplace and Googled it, like I do with a lot of things, and discovered that this is something that has been done in other parts of the country, one place in particular, Bloomington, Indiana, and they were actually kind of our cheerleaders in helping us move forward with this project, because we did not really have a lot of time to work on it. It was about 9 to 10 months for it to happen, and just put a little memo together and sent it out to some friends and colleagues to see if this was something that they would be interested in, and everybody was. So we moved forward.
Wonderful. Linda, the Arts Council of Fairfax County was a major partner in the planning of the Creative Aging Festival. Could you tell us a little bit about your organization and about how the programs such as the festival fit in with the vision of your organization?
The Arts Council is a service organization to the more than 200 arts organizations in the county, as well as artists. We provide direct support, operating support and project support, program support. We also promote the arts in the county, and we advocate for support and policy for the arts. And so we were really pleased when these wonderful women came to us and said, will you be a part of this? Because it really hits the heart of our mission, and which is to bring the arts to everyone and embrace everyone and make the arts accessible for everyone.
That's wonderful. Linda, why is art, and especially art participation, good for the community?
Well, it's good for us on an individual basis,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also good for us in terms collectively, in terms of strengthening communities. We all love to communicate and to, be creative, and we also enjoy the creativity of others, and we enjoy sharing that in a collective environment. So when you have these programs, these community programs where people can feel that they're a part of their community and they can share in that and they can be with others and communicate, it's a community building activity.
Very interesting. Sharon, as a geriatric social worker and the director of the Fairfax Area Agency on Aging, you must have some ideas on the benefits of art participation to individual older adults. Could you tell us a little bit about the benefits to individual older adults?
There are actually very powerful benefits that I think many people will be amazed to hear about. And they have done studies that show that people who are involved on a weekly basis in some kind of creative arts activity have better health outcomes, their health improves, their number of doctor visits is lowered, the number of medications they take is less, and as far as their mental health is also improving. They have more positive responses to mental health questions. So there are very definite positive benefits. And I know that I read that those benefits are at least as effective as physical exercise. And that's what most people find amazing. Mm-hmm. But it's very powerful and very important. So I know that all of us who've been associated with the festival have been so excited about it and so happy with its success, because it has encouraged older adults to become more involved in the arts, use more of their creative abilities. It's also encouraging other people to view and participate in the art that's created by older adults, and to help everybody understand what the importance of all that is. Mm-hmm. So it's been a wonderful experience.
That's great. Julie, we'll give you the last word. The Creative Aging Festival highlighted the enormous range of art opportunities that we have here in the county. And of course, Hollin Hall Senior Center has offered a lot of these. If you could tell us a little bit about the art programming that you do there at the center, and then if you could tell us a little bit more about how people can get involved with art participation within the county, the different options that we have with libraries and senior centers and other things that you might know about.
Yes, I'm always willing to boast a little bit about Hollin Hall, because I think I'm very fortunate to work there, but it's a wonderful center. It's basically volunteer run, but usually if there's something that I think can be brought up to the next level in terms of the arts, I usually seek out some individuals that I may know have art backgrounds. It's kind of a learning experience for me, because sometimes artists, they don't make themselves known. You know, the exercise instructors are out there and they'll teach the class, but the artists kind of, surprisingly, at least at my center, maybe a little bit shy, and I know they have a wonderful background, so there has to be some negotiating in terms of trying to recruit them to teach an art class. I do use the county facilities, not facilities, just volunteer solutions for one, if I see a need for an art class that some people would be interested in, I utilize that. I also have to say that not just with Hollin Hall, but we have 13 other senior centers in Fairfax County, and it's even brought to light with myself in terms of all the things that all my sister senior centers offer, which is pretty amazing as well.
Could you give us a few examples of some of the courses that you offer?
Well, at Hollin Hall in particular, we have a very basic a craft class for those that have had absolutely zero art experience. We have a wonderful volunteer that kind of nurtures them through that process, and then some people have gone on to take other watercolor classes, for instance, or an acrylic class from learning the very basics. We have a piano instructor. We have a fantastic piano instructor that has gone out and actually donated about 8 keyboards and teaches each individual how to learn piano, which just is amazing. We have a creativity class that actually has turned into more of a conversation class. We talk about creativity, we talk about life, we talk about listening and noticing things a little bit more. Basically, these are things just dear to my heart, and you know, I've just found those people at the center that really have an appreciation for it. Basically, if people want to find out more information, of course, there's many websites that you can go to. One of them is fairfaxcounty.gov/older adults. And then, of course, the Arts Council of Fairfax County that has been really an amazing partner through this whole Creative Aging Festival. We probably may not have been as successful. We didn't have their support because they really took a lot of the call for submissions. And they took control of that, and they've posted a lot of the information on their website. So, but we've had the Park Authority, like you've mentioned. We've had a lot of art studios. We've had a lot of dance troupes that many people may not be aware of. Of course, the senior centers, the community centers in Fairfax County. We've tried to do some intergenerational programming, and libraries. I mean, there's just the list is ongoing, but to kind of bring this to another level is very exciting because it's all out there, but there's just so much that people are really not aware of it. So I think this has really helped give all of us a boost in the county.
That's very exciting. Well, Julie, Linda, and Sharon, thank you so much for being with us today and sharing your views on the importance of art to the older members of our community and also to the community itself. Stay tuned to Mature Living. In our next segment, we'll continue our discussion of art, and we'll talk with a few senior artists. We'll be right back.
"看了中国画呢，可以帮助你想象很多意境，所以我觉得这个画画呢，特别对老年人啊，把这个心静下来，对身体健康有帮助的。
On a morning like this, I could kiss everybody. I'm so full of love and goodwill. May I say furthermore?
So I rush to your side. Like the oncoming tide, with one
wake those hips up. That's right. We're gonna work them up.
Married to a man she hates just so he will cancel the mortgage.
Let me think about it. Yes.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to the second part of our exploration of creativity and aging. With me now are Mike Perel, who plays the accordion, Carmen Shippy, a belly dance instructor, and Darlene Kaplan, a musician, martial arts instructor, and Chinese brush painter. Mike, let's start with you. First, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and where you live now, what you used to do before you retired.
So I live in the Braddock District area of Fairfax County. And I had a 39-year career at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, where I was responsible for research related to things like driver distraction and older drivers and collision warning systems.
So what made you decide to pick up the accordion?
Well, in my 30s, I found a cheap 12-button accordion at a pawn shop, because I just loved the sound that the accordion makes, and the kind of music that it plays it's a very happy kind of music. Not the Lawrence Welk kind of music, but the klezmer, the Mexican music, Latin, tango, and polkas. And then I got tired of playing Happy Birthday and Roll Out the Barrel in the 12-button one, and so when I retired, I had time to take lessons, and I was able to find a great instructor in Fairfax, Frank Busso, who teaches adults accordion. And then I got this one.
That's wonderful. And you play with a group? Can you tell us about that group?
Yeah. Frank's students make up the group. There are about 17 of them, and I would say over half or over 50. Some played the accordion as a kid and they're picking it up. They took it out of their closet and started playing again. Some were like me that just decided they wanted to play, and this was a great opportunity to play. And we rehearse about once a month. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to get ready for the Creative Aging Festival this year, but definitely want to look forward to that for next year.
Yeah. Carmen, first tell us about belly dancing and where you teach and why you recommend it for seniors.
Thank you so much, Anne, for inviting me and this wonderful opportunity to talk about the ancient art movement dance, which is belly dance in America and rags in the East. Belly dances is many things. It's a dance, it's an art, it's exercise, and it's entertainment. But in the Near East, the solo improvisation fascinates us Americans and Westerners. But in the countries of origin, belly dance is a social dance, it's a folk dance. And it's done by men and women. It's done at weddings, festivals, and other social engagements. Where I teach at 3 different locations at this time. Lee Senior Center for 55 plus, at Tyson Tower in Vienna, Charles Houston in Alexandria, and I have a class that'll be starting in September at Hollin Hall. I also have a performance entity that performs. It's called the Satanas, and that group actually we dance for senior facilities, and also we've been fortunate enough to dance for the military audiences. It has influenced me, and how I recommend it to seniors is because it works the core. The core is the main problem that seniors have with their back. It's very hard in getting the seniors to straighten up and sit up and use the stomach and the back muscles. So it corrects the alignment, it facilitates and encourages flexibility, and it also strengthens the core.
Interesting. So is this why you decided to take up belly dancing?
Yes, it is. I decided to take up belly dance because I had some back surgeries. I had a couple that I decided I was never going to do that again. I had to find something that was going to keep me out of the surgery, out of the hospital, and to be able to live my life healthy. Out of all the exercises and the dances that I actually taught or was involved with over the years, never really concentrated on the core. So I end up with, in the end, almost my late 50s, having back problems. So going into belly dance, I realized at that time this was the type of core work that I needed to continue to be healthy and to continue my life. So that's the reason why I actually got involved in it, and I do encourage other seniors, if it's not belly dancing, something, movement. But the core area is what's going to strengthen that area to keep your back healthy.
Very good, very interesting. And Darlene, you're a painter and you're also a musician. Have you always been involved in the arts?
I've always been interested in the arts, but I was never able to pursue it because of a job, and until I moved to Alexandria in 1983, I think it was. And then I started getting more into the painting. Music is new to me.
What is the instrument that you play?
I play the violin, and I started out with classical. And I've been playing about 12 years, so it's a whole new ball game. And I play at the Hollin Hall Senior Center and the Hollin Hall Band. And we play every Thursday, and we entertain for different little events that they have there.
Very good. And tell us about the Chinese brush painting. How did you happen to take up that?
The Chinese brush painting, I got started in that from basically the martial arts. I was taking lessons at the torpedo factory in oil painting, and it started to get easy, and I was getting a little bored with it, so I wanted to try something a little bit more challenging. And our first martial arts instructor was a Chinese gentleman, so he suggested that I try the Asian art, and I was fortunate enough to find an instructor that taught the art, and I've been taking lessons from him for 30 years now. He comes back from China and does a workshop once a year. And the moment I picked up the brush and loaded it with ink and put it on the rice paper, I fell in love with it, and I've done strictly nothing but the Oriental art ever since.
Isn't that interesting? And is it calligraphy, or is it?
No, it's not calligraphy. It's using the mineral colors. It is ink that you grind from an ink stone, and but it's not calligraphy. It's painting all of it on rice paper. There is an art form with calligraphy for the people that can write calligraphy. All I can do in calligraphy basically is my name.
Right, which is so many characters. It would be quite complicated.
Right.
So I have a general final question for all of you, and we could just go one by one if you'd like. In what ways has your involvement in the arts enriched your life?
Well, I would think I could think of three things. One, when I listen to professional musicians, I have much greater appreciation for what they can accomplish. It's incredible. Also, when you play the accordion, you have to really stay focused. So that's given me a chance to kind of get my mind focused on all the notes and pushing the bellows. And then finally, there is a feeling of accomplishment. I'm still an amateur, it's a hobby, but I feel quite good about being able to do what I can.
You probably feel like you've worked out too. I would imagine this looks heavy.
It's about 23 pounds. And,
wow.
Right, so you can get a workout of your mind and your body at the same time.
Oh, that's great. Carmen, how about you? In what way has your involvement in art enriched you as a person?
It enriched me completely. I've always been into how can I assist other people to feel good about their bodies through health. I've taught numerous exercise classes and dance classes to different age groups. It's very rewarding to dance with 55 plus and the older people with the ancient art movement dance, which is belly dance and infusion with modern dance. it's amazing to where you have professional ladies that have never danced in their lives, but if you would see them in the performance that we do, which are the satanas that we do perform for senior facilities and also military audiences, you would be amazed to where they were 2 years ago to where they are now. And of course, we're not at the height of our profession, but if you came and saw these ladies and their health and feelings and through the expressions, you wouldn't know that they didn't dance 4 years ago.
Isn't that wonderful?
So I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's helped with your core stability as well?
It is completely correlated. When you talk about the different movements that come with ancient art, going from the belly undulations, you start from the top of the belly and you go down, at 3 or 4 different movements that's going down, and as you come up, and you're actually working the stomach and the vertebrate. So when the stomach is strong, the vertebrate is strong, which is part of the problem that we have as older people. So when someone tells me that they cannot do this because they have a back problem, I say, you need to do this because you have a back problem. So it won't eliminate probably everything that you have and all the pains, but it's very, very deep in the core work, and that's one of the relationships that I always try to express to the ladies. Work on the core, stretch out. It's just one of those things where it corrects alignment, it facilitates all kinds of strengthening the core areas.
Isn't
So
that
yes,
wonderful?
it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Darlene, what about you? How has the arts, your participation in so many different forms of art, enriched your life?
Basically, the arts is my life. It's and I teach Chinese brush painting, and I do workshops, and I also teach Tai Chi. And all of it is just, the music, I think, helps me be a better teacher, because music is new to me. So I sometimes forget how hard it is for people to learn something as an older person when they first start to try it. And because for me it's easy because I've been doing it for so long. But I don't realize how hard it is. And then when I take music, and then I had to start from scratch because about 12 years ago, and I didn't know anything at all about reading music or anything about it. So it humbles you, you know, and it gives me an idea of how hard it is for people to learn, so then I can slow everything down, and I can teach them step by step and teach them as if I would be teaching a child. And that's how I teach, because that's how I learn.
Right, oh, that's lovely. Well, Mike and Darlene and Carmen, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for sharing your insight and your talent on today's show. And thank you for watching this edition of Mature Living. I'm Ann Hall. We'll see you next time.